You're welcome, John. Yeah, thank you. I know you didn't really feel like taping this right now, but she's about to give a review of a further review of the show we watched yesterday. The survivalists, the garden, right? The survivalists. What a joke. So, God, the one happy surprise in that show was there was this girl, and she kind of looked like a young Jacqueline Smith, like a Charlie's Angel, very wholesome. If you remember the Jacqueline Smith character, she had hair like that. She wore makeup. She was a real girly girl, yeah. And she was like, "I'm doing this, in the interviews. I want to see if I'm capable of doing something like this. I don't know if I should bring my eyelashes. I'll probably just bring, and she's wearing press-on nails, and you kind of were like, what? This girl is not gonna, what? Well, this girl ended up being game for anything and everything. She was dumpster diving with the nails on, everything. And sweet as could be. You couldn't help but like her. She's not the kind of girl I usually would go for to be a friend with on sight. But as the show went on, I was like, she is the most fucking down to earth, normal one out of all of them, and she looked like something out of Legally Blonde, right? And the funniest thing, she really turned the tables on all of them. She won them all over. They all were like, "Oh, we hope you stay," because after a 10-day period, they decide if you're allowed to stay or not. And after 10 days, they were like, "Oh, we all want you to stay. We love you so much, and you're the greatest, and it's an honor that you even came here and changed your whole attitude about how to live." And she was like, "Oh, that's great. I'll stay." Behind their back, she was contacting one of the girls who got kicked off, to get the girl's side of the story. And the girl who was kicked off was like a new age healer, and she made them all very uncomfortable. I don't know why. She was just, they just didn't like her. It was a real witch hunt, yeah. And they kicked her out after only a couple of days. She didn't even stay for the whole 10 days. So the Jacqueline Smith girl was calling that girl on her cell phone. She's like, "Can we meet? I want to get your side of the story and I want to hear what happened." And the girl who got kicked off was like, "These people are like a cult. There's a very fucking vicious vibe going on there." One of the guys was constantly harassing this girl, by the way, and even took her cell phone and ran away with it, like terrorizing this girl until they finally kicked her off. And she told this new girl this whole story. She's like, "Yeah, the one guy who they called Tree, a guy from Liverpool of all things. She's like, he terrorized me. He completely harassed me, and they all let him do it. They all watched and let him do it." So the Jacqueline Smith girl, the leader is this woman who thinks she's like Miss fucking Californian or something, like natural, great, wonderful girl. And she's married. The leader of the cult is married to this Tree guy from Liverpool. This guy with red hair and like nervous tics and always accusing people of being against him. I don't know what his story was. And they all, meanwhile, found him charming. He was a whining fucking scumbag who terrorized the other girl. But, okay. So his wife loved this Jacqueline Smith girl. Yeah. And she would come to her. She was like lesbo in love with her or something. Yeah. And I guess if I had a husband like Tree, I would be a lesbo too, I think. So she comes over expecting, like, they're mourning. They're going to have their little girl talk. She loves being with her new girlfriend here at the camp. And she's like, "I just love you so much. And I just wanted to show you, like, my new outfit." And this is the leader of the cult. And Jacqueline Smith girl turns around and says, "I want to tell you something because I've always been honest with you." Which is true. She said, "I spoke with Naraya the girl you guys kicked out of here, I spoke with her yesterday. I made the effort to reach out to her because I felt it was my right to find out what goes on around here when people are kicked out. Leader girl's face falls to the fucking, literally, all the flies in the area jumped in her mouth. Her mouth just hung open. That was the greatest moment on that show, I felt. I really loved it too. Her mouth is hanging open and she's just like, well, what did she say about us? And she's like, well, she said you're a cult. And she said she was treated really badly. And she never really understood why she was so hated here and so on and so forth. That she just... And she goes, but I just want you to know, and the cult lady, for once in her life, she had to shut her fucking mouth. She always knew just what to say to everybody to fucking bullshit her way around situations. This little girl with the false eyelashes knocked her for a fucking loop. She had absolutely nothing to say, was standing there, and then the little false eyelash girl, Jacqueline Smith, says to her, but I still consider you a friend. And again, I've always been honest with you. And I've had a good time here. But I don't think I'm going to be staying. But I just wanted to be honest with you because I do consider you a friend. And it seemed as if someone had taken an anvil and smashed it over the other woman's head. She was like, and she just like wandered away like aimlessly into the field. And I was like, yeah, that is the greatest thing I have ever fucking seen. Like nobody would have expected that of little false eyelash girl. Yeah, that was fucking great. So for that reason alone, I want to go online later and I want to hear people's reviews and just see, so far I've reached out to a couple of people and it is a consensus like, oh boy, if this is the future, folks, we're finished. Yeah. And John, in this morning's video, he assured me, yeah, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at the future right there. It ain't going to be much different than that, right? If you think you got some cream of the crop situation going on, if the shit hits the fan and you're going to be surrounded by people who actually care about you, you better fucking think again. You are it for yourself. You are fucking it. Maybe if you have a husband and wife, there's that loyalty there, but really for the most part, then that's your team. Seriously. I don't know what people envision, but I do know that these people couldn't get along for more than fucking 5 minutes at a time, and that was their main objective. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do was get along. They decided to have a party one night to build up the morale, and they all started crying and fighting. This party. Alcohol did not help them. So that's not the answer. And the one fucking guy there was saying, why are they throwing this party? We got a bunch of Alcoholics Anonymous people in the one camp. Seems like a fucking lousy thing to be doing. Like all of a sudden it's so important and we have this big party with lots of booze. So right away that's breaking down. So anyway, again, I applaud the efforts of the producers for showing this level of insanity. Because it's really not like any other reality show I've ever seen. It's not like Survivor. It's not like Big Brother. It's something else. And I highly recommend it. And that's all. Okay. Thank you very much. Love you.